There's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to have to do. We're going to be obviously working on the broadcast together. We're going to have to work and do research on whatever the topic is that we're going to be teaching about that week. I'm going to have to prepare the lab-in-the-box ideas for the middle schoolers. Bruce is going to have to help me assemble some of that material and some of that stuff. And then as far as the habitat stay itself, we're going to have to work together as dive partners. We're going to have to go out into the lagoon, clean the windows, do the vacuum systems for the algae. So we're going to have a lot of maintenance stuff that we're going to have to do and work really well as a team.
Yeah, it's definitely going to keep us occupied. As I tell everybody, it's not an isolation mission. We are going to be very, very busy. Of course, we'll have production people down, we'll have guests down. As Jessica said, they'll have work for us to do in the lagoon. There's routine maintenance that has to be done. And then, of course, the visitors that will be coming down to visit. We're looking at a lot of projects where they might be able to bring some kids down to visit us while we're there to talk to us. So it's very exciting. It's when we talk about it and you think about it, 72 days seems like a long time, but when you look at everything that's going to be scheduled, I think it's going to go by a little bit faster than what we think it will.
We're going to miss Thanksgiving, we're going to miss Halloween, but my family and Bruce's family, they're all planning on coming down and spending Thanksgiving with us. So we're going to have a Thanksgiving away from home, but it'll be interesting. It'll be a one-of-a-kind Thanksgiving for sure. The coolness factor is definitely there. That's definitely part of the reason we just wanted to do this. But I really think that the education, there's a great need for education for our middle schoolers, especially in science and marine biology. And so to be able to reach people in this kind of manner is something that hasn't been done. And I think that that's going to be really exciting, and we're going to see some really good results from this.
And this is not something that somebody grabbed us up and say, hey, you want to do this out of the blue. For the last 3 years, even though we didn't know it, Jessica and I have been training for this mission. And I think the Marine Resources Development Foundation and Jan Koblich having enough confidence in us to invite us down to do this mission speaks well for us, it speaks well for Roane State, and we're just happy to be able to do it. And as Jessica said, education is the #1 key.
I think if maybe even a fourth of the students that watch us, or not even students, just people, if a fourth of them become interested in science, interested in conserving our marine ecosystems, then to me it's been a success. Because if we have any interest whatsoever, I think that carries on, and then that can spread. And it's kind of a snowball effect. If we have 1 or 2 students that are really passionate, they're going to tell their parents, and then maybe their parents can get involved. And if they don't necessarily have to start a, Save the Whales Foundation, but even the smallest little changes and attempts to help make a big difference.
And we cross the spectrum here. You have a young female who's highly educated, highly trained. She shows that it's okay to be smart, it's okay to be in science. And then you have an older male who can show adults that, hey, we can still go out and do things, we can still go out and make a difference. Just because we're getting a little age on us doesn't mean that we're put out to pasture. There's a lot out here to do, and we need to go do it. So we cross the spectrum here, and as Jessica said, if we can just get a few people to realize that I can do this, they can do it, I can do it, I can make a difference, get them motivated, get them excited, get them educated, get them ready to do something, that'll be reward.